drop you by one of them posts with a letter on it. If you didn't have the map, you still wouldn't know where you were or which way to go to get back. So, as I said, if you're a first-time boater, please take the map with you. Unless you're immune to mosquito bites, because after the sun goes down, it gets kind of tough out here. You ever seen anybody that's been bit about 5,000 times in one night? It's not pretty. Fortunately, they're not a problem during the day. Look ahead to the right. You see this large stand of cypress trees coming up on the right? And that large stand ahead on the left? Large stand ahead, and then ahead, and even more ahead. In fact, all of the large stands of trees you see today, for the most part, with few exceptions, are less than 100 years old. These individual trees you see out here, the short, squatty trees with the large base on them, are 200 and 300 years old. But all these large stands are what they call new growth trees. I say new growth, but actually what you do not see on this lake is any new trees. You don't see any seedlings, saplings, 1, 5, 10, 20, 30-year-old trees. The conditions for the cypress tree seed to germinate no longer exist on Caddo Lake. Cypress tree seed has to be wet for 6 months and then dry for so many months in the appropriate season. And now that they control the water level somewhat some of the time in this lake between floods, seed never gets a chance to dry out, allowing it to germinate. The trees you see today could quite possibly be the only trees you ever see on this lake, and I guess that's not too bad considering these trees could live to be 1,700 years old. Now imagine what this thicket on the right is going to look like in 500 years when each of those trees has a 14-foot diameter base at the waterline. They're all going to grow together, aren't they? And they do grow together and become one tree. In fact, that's going to be a real neat sight to see, and each of you that make the trip back here in 500 years, you get a free ride. No, I'm not issuing any predated tickets. In fact, we'll call it the ghost tour. Looking ahead to the left, you'll see a rusted out contraption protruding up through the lily pads. That thing's mounted on a barge. The barge, of course, is sank. It consisted of a donkey engine, cables, winches, pulleys, bells, lights, levers, horns, whistles, lions, tigers, and giraffes.